so that recovery measures are made available. And so that recovery measures are made available, should the journey not be completed as planned for any reasons. The journey management is a system, a standard that is put in any company and that is being managed by persons to authorize who goes to where and how such journey is to be carried out. Then such authority also monitor the journey. Then, as much as possible, identify any risk to health and safety of the person going on a journey or the equipment. Okay, so journey plan. It shall mean the document which details the timings and routes of the journey. Journey plan shall mean the document which details the timing and routes of the journey, including the rest stops, the vehicle and the driver and passengers. Then we have home base. Home base shall mean the operating base where the driver and the vehicle are normally based and from where the actual journey starts. Then we have the authorizing person, is a manager or departmental head that guarantees the integrity of the journey management system of the company or department. Then we have the journey manager. This is the person who plans, monitor, and close out the journey. The journey manager also initiates any relevant accident or man loss procedures in the event of an accident or a vehicle becoming overdue. So, what are the responsibilities of journey manager? The people are involved in a journey, each with certain responsibilities. Number one, we have authorizing people, authorizing person, and the passengers. Okay, we've talked about these people. Of course, driver is the one that drives the car or the truck. The passenger is the one going on a journey. Okay, the journey manager. We talked about journey manager before. We talked about authorizing persons before. Okay, the following journey shall, as a minimum, be managed according to the provisions of this standard. All journey involving medium and heavy vehicles, all these shall be managed by journey management. All these are the qualifying journeys that journey management system handles. All journeys involving medium and heavy vehicles. Number two are all interstate journeys. They are also managed by journey management system. Then all journeys which exceed 100 kilometer round trip. All journeys which exceed 100 kilometer round trip are also managed. Then all journeys at night outside the company's bases are also managed by the system. The following acts of commissioned by users are deemed violations. Violations which include deviation from a journey plan will be monitored and defaulters will face the appropriate line review panel or the VAP for disciplinary action. In other words, the journey, the journey commission, whoever is going on the journey, let's say the driver, the truck driver, the moment the truck driver violates the journey plan, of course, such person must be monitored. The moment he violates the journey plan, uh, he or she should face the panel, vehicle accident review panel. Okay, okay. Then we have driving or operating journey vehicle without authority or competence. All these are violations of journey management system. Driving or operating company's vehicle without authority or competence is a violation. Then driving or operating company vehicle with 40 speedometer or non-working speedometer, all these are violations of journey management system. Driving or operating vehicle, company's vehicle without the driver's recommended prescription glasses. What does that mean? We have seen, okay, I saw a question here. So does it mean that journey during the day are not managed? They are managed and monitored. Journeys during the day are managed and should be monitored. journey at night are also managed and monitored. In fact, any journey within 100 kilometers to the company's base should be monitored. Okay. So driving or operating company's vehicle without the driver's recommended prescription glasses. We've seen drivers putting on dark glasses. All these are a violation of journey management system. Then driving under influence of alcohol or drug is also a violation of journey management system. Even eating while driving is also a violation of journey management system. Then operating a vehicle during coughing hours without prior authorization is also a violation of journey management system. The ban on night driving forbid driving between the hours of 18:30, that's 6:30 to 6 a.m. hours without senior management approval, except vehicles attached to the airport when flights are delayed. Okay, so failures to adhere to ETA, ETD is also a violation. ETA means estimated or expected time of arrival, while ETD means estimated time of departure. So failure to adhere to this timing is also a violation of journey management system. Deviating from an approval route to a destination is also a violation of journey management system. When you are asked to go through a route and you take you go through another route, it is a violation of journey management system. The non-reporting or concealment of an accident or incident is a violation of journey management system. Then operating a vehicle, okay, that's the same. The failure to use seat belt by the driver and passenger is also a violation. Uh, Seat belt must be used by the drivers and passenger. All these are violations. Then tampering with the in-vehicle monitoring system, IVMS, is also a violation of journey management system in order to render it ineffective. Any forced entry in the journey management form is also a violation. Then driving and or traveling as a passenger in company's vehicle without IVMS installed. All these are violation. Failure to inspect vehicle before usage, e.g. to ensure vehicles roadworthy. All these are violation of journey management system. Of course, is essential that every morning or before, personally now, before you go out, vehicle must be inspected to make sure everything is in place. Okay, okay. Defensive driving. We want to look at defensive driving. Now, from the picture, you could see that this man does not use the seat belt, which is a violation of journey management system. Okay, we want to look at defensive driving. What does defensive driving mean? Because there's defensive driving, there's possibility of having offensive driving. There are few offensive drivers. I say few because I don't want to overgeneralize. There are few offensive drivers on our road, and as we move on, you know what we mean by offensive or defensive driving. Defensive driving is the driving to prevent accident, collisions, in spite of the incorrect actions of others. Is is to prevent accident, collisions, in spite of the incorrect actions of others. There is a saying that everybody on the road are not normal except you. So whenever I'm driving, I believe I'm the only normal or sane person. Every other persons are not normal. It's all right. So in spite of every other person's incorrect actions, you're driving safe without accident, and of course you arrive at your destination safely. There's no adverse condition around you, the driver, and you save lives, you have saved time, you have saved money and property. This is defensive driving. Defensive driving is driving to prevent accident in spite of the incorrect actions of others, other road users, and the adverse conditions around you, the driver, and thus save lives, time, money, and property. This is a skill a driver can master through study, training, and practices. So the conditions can be favorable or adverse. What are the adverse conditions that can that can that can hinder or aid defensive driving? Number one, we have six present conditions. Number one, we have light. When the light of a vehicle is not illuminating enough, it can cause accident. So for accident not to occur, the defensive driver must make sure the headlight is on and is good and is shining. At least your light must travel as far as few meters to where you are as you drive. Then weather is also a factor to be considered. When the weather is when it's stormy or when it's raining, a defensive driver should know that he or she need to park or reduce the speed. Either you park or reduce the speed. So weather is a factor. Then we have road. Wherever road is bad, we have a lot of bad road around us. I won't say that because some people are hearing us. They are hearing us all over the world. So let me leave that. So whenever you get to a road somewhere that is bad, it's expected of a defensive driver to mind the road. It's also expected of a defensive driver to limit speed when necessary or when indicated, where indicated. Speed should be limited. Okay. Then in the midst of town, when a driver is moving in the midst of town, the speed should be limited. I remember some years back, I picked a woman, a pregnant woman, to be delivered. She was just in the period she was about to be delivered of a baby, and I pick her in my car and try to locate an hospital. So on our way, I just discover there is a house very close to the road. A young boy just ran out of the house and was just running towards the road. And of course, I was really not, because the way the woman was doing, the noises and the rest, I was hearing her, the moaning, the groaning, the pain she was going through. I was actually trying as much as possible to get to where we're going. The moment I saw that boy, I don't know, I thought something else has happened, but God rescued the boy. The boy didn't come to the road, he's just diverted. So what am I trying to say? Road, as much as possible, we must try as much to reduce. A defensive driver reduces speed. Then traffic, wherever there is traffic, wherever there is heavy traffic or light traffic, a defensive driver should mind his lane or should drive carefully. Then a defensive driver also makes sure the vehicle is in a good position. Then talking about driver here, then defensive driver is also a factor to a favorable and safety journey. Okay, driver error accounts for more than 70% of all collisions. Driver's errors account for more than 70% of all collisions so far. A driver's fitness to drive is affected by the following factors. Number one, age. A driver's fitness to drive is affected by the age. Young drivers, though react very fast, are inexperienced and often react incorrectly. Young drivers, they react very fast, and of course, most times they are inexperienced and they react incorrectly most times. They should drive shorter distance, stay out of heavy fast traffic, and drive on familiar road and streets. Then we have attitude. Please, can you quickly just give me 30 seconds? Let me try to uh, refresh my voice. Just 30 seconds, please. Hello. Ah, no. Ah, all right. Sorry for that little stopover. All right. So, such young drivers should not be allowed to drive far. So, age is a factor. Number two, attitude is also a factor. Aggressive or me-first personalities frequently lead to collisions. We have competitive drivers. I want to go first. And there are some that are so aggressive, the moment you pass by them, they also want to catch up. All these are attitudes that lead or that can lead to collisions. Then do not mix driving with drinking. Drinking here, we're not referring to water, we're referring to alcohol. Of course, it's also not good to be driving and be drinking water. We're talking about alcohol here. Drivers should not drink. You can see a lady trying to paint her lips and also receiving call while driving. This should be avoided. Then drugs affect driver as alcohol. There are some drugs, tramadol and the rest of them, which can also affect driver. Okay, drowsiness and fatigue. Uh, Drowsiness and fatigue. Do not drive if you are tired. Take Always take 10 from 2. Whenever you are tired, try to rest. Do not drive. Because when you are tired and you are driving, the body system is not coordinated and it could lead to collision. Physical impairment, visions and hearing problems, muscle weakness, epilepsy, heart disease, diabetes, etc. increases driving risk. Okay, so consult your doctor whether you should drive. Uh, okay, we have emotions, anger, worry, frustration, joy, and excitement reduces concentration. So control your emotion. That is why it's not always good to receive call when driving, because you could hear news that may trigger joy or worry or anger, and of course the end of such trigger could lead to accident. Then what is a perfect trip? A perfect trip is the one completed without any of the 5 driving errors. A perfect trip is one completed without any of the 5 driving errors. Number one, we have collisions. Number one, we have collisions. Okay, a perfect trip is that trip without collision. Traffic violation. A perfect trip is that trip without traffic violation. Then, then we have vehicle abuse. A perfect trip is that trip that vehicle is not abused. A, vehicle abuse. All right. Then scheduled delay. A perfect trip is that trip uh, that does not delay schedule. Then discuss it to other road users. It's also a perfect trip when you drive and other road users are not being intimidated or harassed by a driver. It is called a perfect trip. So it is expedient for every driver to always have a defensive, to always have this perfect trip. Okay. Element of defensive driving, we have knowledge. A driver must know the traffic regulations of the country and any edits, bylaws, and other requirements of various local government areas. He must know the correct procedures while behind the wheel, hazards, and how to avoid them. Defensive driver must have knowledge of the traffic regulations of a particular country, the bylaws that guides the driving, the requirements, and he must also know the correct procedures while behind the wheel. Okay. Then alertness. A driver must be attentive, must be awake and aware of what is happening around him. A driver must be attentive, must be awake and aware of what is happening around him. Okay. He should not be distracted. Driving requires 100% concentration. That is why it's not advisable to eat while driving, because it reduces drivers' concentration. Okay. A driver is a lone operator. Foresight. This is the ability to anticipate immediate and long-term eventualities and plan for them. A good driver must have a foresight of what is to come and plan for them. The driver predicts the likely actions of other road users, and prepare to avoid a collision. Good judgment means using common sense, experience, and intuition to choose wisely from a number of choices in any traffic situation and acting correctly in time. Then skill is also needed to handle vehicle effectively in basis and emergency conditions, either braking, leading off the road, passing, changing lanes, or owning. All these are skills that is needed of a defensive driver. Thank you very much. On this note, I'm rounding off, and we have come to the end of the lecture. So I don't know if anyone has any questions. We talked about journey management and defensive driving. I don't know if anybody have any questions.
All right, thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful presentation, and thank you for being timely. All right, thank you so much. Please, can we quickly go to the questions? But before we go to the questions, can we please say a big thank you to Dr. Dave? He had been with us since 9 o'clock in the morning, and this had been a wonderful time. Can we please say a big thank you to him as we roll off to questions? Thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so if you have a question, kindly raise your hand, and we'll be taking the questions. The attendance will be passed in a moment. In case you did not take the attendance in the morning, you can take the attendance now. Please, if there is any question, can we, if there is no question, we will be calling it a day. I'm seeing a question from Clement Aban Obong. He said, was take 10 minutes from 2. Okay.
Okay. Mr. Akpan, can you hear me? Okay. Dr. Barnett, can you still hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Okay. It means take 10 minutes from 2. It means take rest. It means rest. It's just a terminology that is used to, it's used to tell you, it's used to communicate to people to rest. It's just a terminology used to communicate to people to make sure you take 10 minutes out of 2. Just make sure you rest. I think that's the best way I can explain it. It's just a terminology that is generally used.
So it's safe to have take 10 from 2. That's for every 2 hours you rest for 10 minutes. Every 2 hours you rest for 10 minutes. Every 2 hours you rest for 10 minutes. That's what it means. All right. Clement Aban Obon, does that, did you get that? To avoid stress and to avoid pressure from workplace, it's advisable that for every 2 hours, you take 10 minutes rest before you proceed. All right. Okay, thank you. All right, so I have a question from Ishmael Kuma. Please, Ishmael, kindly unmute and let's hear from you.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome once again.
Thank you, Dr. Benito. Yeah, when the lecturer was presenting his personal safety he said that you should not work alone, or you should not use one. Should not use one particular
Never
road.
walk alone.
I tell you.
So you should join Liverpool.
And also he said that you should not use one particular road always.
Yeah.
I don't know. How can we prevent that? Because maybe you are coming, you have one way to your house. When you are coming from town, that's the only way you pass to your house. And then because of safety, he's saying that you don't always have to use one way. So what can we do?
Okay, Dr. Dave, over to you.
All right, thank you, sir. Bishop Agbo. Now, you see, there could be a road leading to your house, but there are many streets leading to the road that leads to your house. Yes, it's possible a road leads to your house, but there are many streets that leads to a road that leads to the house. For safety reasons, and it's good to always change route, because you don't even know who's following you. And the question is, why would someone follow me? You don't even know. So it's always good to be safety conscious. Just once in a while, just change your route and take some other ways instead of a particular road every time. Bishop Kume, have I in any way made any sense to you?
Yes, please. You did. Thank you so much. we will advise ourselves.
They're talking about. Okay.
You say, no, don't work alone. That's what we said.
Don't walk alone. Yes. At night, never walk alone. At night, check. At night, never walk alone. But okay, Dr. Benito, help me out. It's all right.
Yes.
I'm hearing you, sir.
Okay. Never walk alone. Liverpool. Okay. So
that's Liverpool. That's my club.
Okay. I hear. Okay. So Dr. Dev had explained part of the statement, but if we go back to what we did initially at emotional intelligence, I think it will help us in understanding more of this. In emotional intelligence, we'll talk about intuitions, following your gut, right? So you have to pay attention to your emotional sensitivity too. Sometimes it mustn't really mean that you must not follow the same route, but you might vary the timing on the route. Okay, you might have to vary the timing on the route, and also, like he said, where your gut start telling you things, it's not good to just be walking alone. You need to be well guided. Okay, you need to be well guided. All right then.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. I think I saw a hand up. Please, Mr. Yahaya Ahmad, please kindly unmute and let's hear from you.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. Are you hearing me?
Good afternoon, sir.
Clearly.
Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
I'm wonderful, sir.
So that's good, sir.
This is the same Yahaya from PMP.
You sir?
Are you the same Yahaya Ahmad from PMP?
Yahaya Ahmad from Jos.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yes, I'm working with Lafarge Wholesale.
Okay, you're welcome, sir.
You know, safety is one of our priority, and that's what made me interested to apply this course.
That's
so
right.
I want to know you about the speaker, as the instructor has talked about so many things. I want to know the difference between. I want more light on the difference between the security and the what is security and safety of the company. I want more light on the thing. And another thing, I want to know the real definition, so that a standard definition, when someone asks you, what is your security, you can give him direct and he will understand it with simple English.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Yahaya Ahmad. Yahaya. Thank you so much. Okay, Dr. Dave, over to you.
All right, sir.
What is safety? What is security? What's the difference between the two? And in simple English, what would be the definition for the two?
Okay. As we have been told several times, that safety is the absence of illness, absence of damages, absence of damages to reputation, damages to environment, damages to personnel, to equipment. Safety. So safety is the absence of occupational illness. Talking about occupational safety now. I hope that one, in a way, I've defined that. Okay. Then we're talking about security. Security was defined in the class, and let me go by Advanced Learner Dictionary. Mr. Yaya, can you hear me?
I trust he can hear
Mr.
you.
Yaya?
His mic is muted.
Okay. Okay. Security is the measure taken to prevent spying, attacks, or theft of target. Simple definition: measures taken to prevent spying, attack, or theft of target. That's security. Then safety is the absence of illness, absence of damages, absence of damages to reputation, damages to companies' facilities. That's safety. I don't know if Dr. Benito will also add to. I know he will add to what I've just said, because it's my mentor. So
is well. Okay, the definitions are actually straightforward. But for me, whenever I'm trying to differentiate between security and safety, security is a part of safety, right? So security are the measures taken to ensure safety. And safety is a condition that is free of harm, free of hazards, free of risks, free of whatsoever thing that can cause injury or death or any other harmful effect to human, to environment, to assets, and to reputation. So security are the measures taken to ensure safety. Okay, securities are the measures taken to ensure safety. And I'm going to give you an example. If you have your office equipment inside your office, what makes them safe are the actions we take in the name of burglary, the kind of doors we put, the security personnel we install in the place, the CCTVs we use, and the likes. Now, those CCTVs, burglary that we put, and all of that, if we remove those things, we can say those facilities, those things inside the facilities are no longer safe because they can be stolen. They are now prone to theft. Okay, so all the measures taken to ensure safety of people, environment, assets, and reputation, they are called security. Why safety is a condition that is free of risk, harm, and other dangerous effects. Okay, so Mr. Yahaya, I trust that will help. Did that in any way help? Please let us hear from the chat room. So security is an act, safety is a condition. Okay. All right, could there be any other question for us? I think we are good to go. Is there anybody here who has not signed the attendance? Let us know. Okay, please, Mr. Nelson Afebu, can you please unmute and let's hear from you?
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Mine is more of an observation.
Okay.
The journey management class was very, very rich, but it seemed to focus on land journey alone, because I know when he began the class, he defined in his definition, both land and water was mentioned, but the water journey management area was not covered.
Okay, this is part 1. There are still part 2 and part 3.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful observation. Okay, so we have Kuma Bubwa. Kuma. Please, Kuma, can you kindly unmute and let's hear from you? Kuma, please, can you give us a voice? Okay, the attendance is passed again in the chat room. So in case you've not taken attendance, please take your attendance right now. The attendance has been passed in the chat.
Take my attendance, please. I said
the attendance has been passed in the chat room. The attendance is passed in the chat room. Kindly follow the link and mark your attendance, please. Okay, Techno Spark 2. He said, I've paid for the whole materials, but I've not collected all out of 16 courses on the timetable. I've received only 7, and I need to read all. Please kindly provide your name and to the admin. Provide your name and detail of payment to the admin. Please, if you made payment for level 3, you're automatically entitled to 1, 2, and 3 manual. So if you have only level 3 manual, please kindly demand for level 2. Inside level 2, there is level 1. So kindly demand for level 2. So you get level 1 inside there. Okay. Techno Spark, Spark 2. Okay, so is there any other person that has not taken attendance? Please, if you've not taken attendance, can you type 1 in the chat room? If you've not taken attendance, can you type 1 in the chat room? Okay, so if everyone has taken attendance, then I think we can call it a day from here. Our next class is supposed to be by 6. Just a moment, let me get the timetable. Oh, that's good. Our next class is supposed to be by 4:30, and this is 4:30 something. Okay, so I think because of the changes, our class will continue tomorrow, please. There will be no further classes today. Our class will continue tomorrow, please. So tomorrow we'll have all the classes, the remaining 2 classes of today. That's enterprise risk management. We'll have and confined space management. So we'll do that tomorrow. And if time permits us, we'll do root cause analysis. All right, thank you so much. And God bless you. Time tomorrow is, please, our time tomorrow might be brought forward to 12 noon because of the issues we had today. So we might bring down the time to 12 o'clock so that we can accommodate at least 3 classes tomorrow. But whichever be the case, please let's pay attention to the chat room and let's pay attention to our emails. We'll be sure of the timetable. If there is going to be a change, we are going to hear from the chat room. All right. Okay, thank you very much. And do have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Dr. Dave, do you have a word for us before we go? Is Dr. Dave still in this class? Oh, yes. Oh, he has been locked out. All right, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. And please endeavor to use the YouTube, whichever class you miss, kindly use the YouTube to access all the classes. And if you're not on LinkedIn, please, we encourage you to create your professional profiles on LinkedIn, and then you can join IPM on LinkedIn in displaying your profiles. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Techno Spark 2, I've shared this attendance severally. I'm going to share it for the last time. If you ask me again, I will not respond to you. TechnoSpark 2. The attendance is shared again, and I'm giving 30 seconds to close the group. TechnoSpark 2, please, if you've seen the attendance, kindly confirm. If you have issues signing the attendance, kindly copy it to another device, maybe send it to a WhatsApp contact or save it, and then after classes, you can then try to fill it up in case you're having any challenge. Okay. All right, Dr. Dave, you're back. Do you have a word for us before we say good night for today? Okay. Okay. And please, let's start our group works in earnest. All right, Dr. Dave, do you have anything to say to us before we go?
No, I'm fine. There's nothing more. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you so much. All right, then see everyone by tomorrow. Please, let's pay attention to the chat rooms and to our emails. Thank you.